Batshit crazy, that old American saying sure describes the supposedly last scene of Squid Game, the hit Netflix series from South Korea. If you bet 45.6 billion won, like the degenerate gamblers who wound up playing the Squid Game in the first place, no one could predict it. Not them, not you. But what about all the details you witness over the course of Season 3? Humans Are is supposedly the last episode of Squid Game, but I seriously doubt it. Humans are, well, you can fill in anything. Inhuman, greedy, cruel, despotic, barbaric, surprising, hopeful, etc., etc. Binge-watching Season 3 of the Squid Game is its own endurance in human-made hells of our unfortunate choosing. We're all complicit. The creator, the financiers, the actors, the international audience. We've watched to be awed by the spectacle of elaborate games of death so cruelly adapted from children's games. We've watched to see our favorite characters, as well as the ones we've hated, perish or survive, but mostly perish and perish. We've watched over the years and over 3 seasons to see if good has any chance to triumph over evil, if there is any chance of redemption amongst all this violence and cruelty. It's all been batshit crazy. All 3 seasons, but especially this last one. Trying to remain spoiler-free is a tough assignment, but the 6 episodes are mostly spectacular. The suspense is almost too much to bear, and I will admit that until the last one, I was never able to watch an episode without endlessly pausing and pacing myself, preparing for what was to come. The suspense and fate of the characters really got to me. However, the direction was wildly uneven. Creator Hwang Dong-hyuk drew some terrific performances from the largely Korean cast, but his directing of Western actors, with one notable exception, was frankly terrible. If he was aiming for satire, well, it was just campy, and not in a good way. Apparently there's been some typical complaining from the usual suspects about the epilogue. What would we do without the Rotten Tomatoes, X, and Reddit crowd? The less said about them, the better. But if it was like a defused bomb, so be it. 20 years ago, people were complaining about the ending of The Sopranos, which now seems all the more classic and defiantly adult and brilliant. I don't think this series ends that well, but the resolutions feel well earned. Now, how long until we see the franchise spin-off? I'm not joking. You've been listening to a Turntable Tuesdays podcast. You could have been listening to any podcast right now, but you listened to ours. Thank you. Please sub, like, share, watch and see more of our content. Until we gather again, may the music of your life remain melodious.